Okay, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, salatu Rasulullah. I'm just gonna quote the verse Numbers 31st. And I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to keep the same standard of judging who's a prophet and who's not. And Moses says in Numbers 31st, they attacked Midian just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Okay, so he didn't do it on his own, as people say. Oh, he was just a sinner. God commanded him to do that, and they killed all the men. All the five of the Midianite kings, Levi, Rechem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, died in the battle. He also killed Balaam, son of the bear, with the sword. And the Israelite army captured the Midianite women and children and seized their cattle and flocks and all their wealth as plunder. And you pose one question: that Muhammad took war booty and women and children, and he stole. Suppose that's what he said. Well, there you go. By the command of your Lord, in war you are allowed to do that. What can't you understand from that? Why have the double standard that you do? Why don't you have the same standard for judging your prophets? If you agree that Moses is a prophet, well, hey, Prophet Muhammad did the same thing. Deuteronomy 18:18, I will raise to them a prophet like you, Moses. Moses was a fighter. He captured. He took slaves. Yes, he did all these things. And so did Prophet Muhammad, because they led people. They're leaders. They're generals in an army. They had to fight people who were against the Lord by the order of the Lord. Look what Numbers 31st says. So that's the same thing that Muhammad did. Exactly. Talking about taking booty and women and this and that. Look what he says. Then the Israel army captured the Midianite women and the children. Okay, they burnt all the towns and villages where the Midianites had lived. Okay, the Prophet Muhammad actually ordered nothing to be burned ever when he fought. Okay, so he was a lot better than what the Bible describes of Moses, which we obviously don't believe. And they had gathered the plunder and captives, both people and animals. They brought them all to Moses and Eleazar the priest, and to the whole community of Israel, which was camped on the plains of Moab beside the Jordan River from Jericho. So all the booty of the war is brought, same as Muhammad did, same Moses does. Moses, Eleazar the priest, and all the leaders of the people who met them outside the camp. But Moses was furious with all the military commanders who had returned from the battle. Why? Well, why have you let all the women live? He demanded. These are the very ones who followed Balaam's advice and caused the people of Israel to rebel against the Lord at Mount Peor. They are the ones who caused the plague to strike the Lord's people. Now kill all the boys and all the women who have slept with a man. Only the young girls who are virgins may live, that you may have them for yourself. And I think there's a misquotation here from this Bible verse. I think there's a mistake. I think it didn't say kill all the boys, but all the ones who are above. But anyway, it's kill the men and the women who have slept with a man, and only the young girls who are virgins may be kept alive. Now, let's look at this. So you said that Prophet Muhammad took slaves, and he had sex with them. Well, guess what? He didn't kill them. Okay, he brought people, women who were captive, okay, and also men. He didn't kill them. Okay, people came into the house of people and he ordered them, treat them, okay, kindly, dress them from the hadith, dress them as you dress yourself, feed them with what you eat, help them in their chores. Muhammad of the Quran, much better than supposedly Moses of the Bible. Okay, both prophets, you accept that Moses was a prophet to the Israelites, and you're attacking Muhammad. Look at the hypocrisy and double standard. You're attacking Prophet Muhammad, and he did less. What you call this evil? This is by the Lord's command. These are people who disobeyed God. Yet Moses tends to kill them, according to your Old Testament, which we do not believe as Muslims. Muhammad saved them, takes them, tells them about the Lord. Mercy, compassion for these people, even though they're, pushing and rooting for their own people to kill them. No, he takes them in, takes care of them, feeds them, clothes them, marries them to different people. A lot of them become Muslims. A lot of the slaves became some of the best scholars in Islam after that. So why did that stand? Why are you attacking Islam? Because you have hate in your heart for Islam, and you don't know Islam. You never studied Islam. You don't even know your Bible. You never studied it. All you care is about what people say, what the TV says, and you go and attack people. That's all you do. So Moses is ordering the killing of the women, Muhammad saving them. Yes, they took slaves. Yes, they're allowed to be with them if they agree. They didn't rape them, okay? They're allowed to be with them if they would agree with it. If you have women in your house that you're taking care of, you're not putting them in jail or throwing them out to work or something. They're in your house. You're dressing with your clothes. You're feeding them. Of course, there's going to be temptation. So it's like a lesser marriage. The bondage of the slave, the ones who your right hands possess, are allowed to be like kind of like your wives. If they get pregnant and they have babies, their babies are free. And if you do something bad to them, they can be freed as well. After your death, they will be freed as well. So look at the mercy of Islam. Look at the mercy of Prophet Muhammad. Instead of killing them or putting them in jail, they would bring it, distribute to the people. The people would be ordered to fear God, to not mistreat them, not to do bad things to them, but take care of them. Instead of throwing them somewhere in the dungeon or killing them as supposedly Moses did in the Old Testament, mind you, by the commandment of the Lord. So should we say from this that the God of the Quran is a much merciful God than the God of the Old Testament? I'm not even going to get into this. We're not going to attack Christianity. All I'm trying to point here to people, my brothers and my sisters, everyone who's watching, the double standard of all these people. And I'm saying Christians in general, but a lot of them who are just attacking, they don't know. They go and try to quote from this person. They themselves did not read Ibn Ishaq's Sirah. They did not read through the Quran. They did not read through the Old Testament. They don't know nothing. All they see is NBC, CBC, whatever CC's channels in here and there. Muslims are terrorists. Islam is a religion of terror. They have no clue about nothing. So that raises the next question. What do we do? You have to answer. You have to come and show them the truth. These are the ones who Allah misguides. Now, my friend thief, these are the people. You are the ones who Allah will misguide if you don't change your heart. Because you have hatred in your heart towards the people. You have hatred towards the Muslims, and all you do is just cut and paste things from different websites and you attack people. You have hatred. And I pray to Allah that He will guide you to the truth, that you will change your heart. Okay? But He will not guide you unless you change yourself, unless you change your ways, unless you get down on your head, on your knees, and put down your head and ask God to guide you. If not, you're going to keep going to the next person. You couldn't get me, you're going to get to the next person who maybe doesn't have, even the little knowledge that I have. And you keep going and keep going, even though you've been refuted. You keep going till you can misguide someone. And no one can misguide except by Allah's will. So I hope this answers your question. I think I addressed almost all the points. It's the issue with Zainab and her marriage, that he forced his adopted son-in-law to divorce so he can have her. Listen, Zainab was Prophet Muhammad's cousin. He knew her when she was a virgin. He could have married her when she was beautiful and no one touched her. He knew her before Islam came, when most women were not even wearing, like, they were so, provocative, walking around sometimes naked. So why didn't he take her then? Why would he take her and wait till she was like older and she was, not a virgin anymore? Okay, this was to abolish the custom of the Arabs, where they used to think that the adopted son, is the actual son. Okay. No, and by him marrying Zainab, it showed that no, it's not, because Arabs used to think that you cannot marry your son's wife. That's what happened. They abolished that rule by the example. I hope and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He forgives me if I miss something. I hope you understand the double standard that you've created for yourself, and I hope to all the people, brothers and sisters, Muslims, don't fall into the traps of these people just called murder, rape, killing, this and that. They don't understand. War is part of life. It's been for thousands of years. It's been what God has brought sometimes on people. Okay, to check oppressors by the good people. The good people would check the oppressors with war. Of course. What are you gonna do? Go give him the cheek or something? With all due respect to Christianity, I have amazing really talked to in Christianity, like Stefan and other people who are really, now understanding we can have nice dialogue, but people just come and cut and paste and just attack. I just, subhanAllah, we just say, may Allah guide you. Assalamu alaikum.